Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Cliff Duel between Rip Khomeini, playing as first Lufty Landy, and he's going up against DumbStratEnjoyerLegion, playing as 27Y and opening with 3 rocket planes. So let's look at the decks. Right, so this is Rip Khomeini's deck, and he's playing Lufty Landy. Had a couple Lufty Landy games on the channel recently. And I kind of say the same thing every time, which is that this is quite an awkward division to play. It just has problems. It's got a nice opener, but you can't upvet the tanks, which is kind of frustrating. There's no instructor or anything to buff them up, right? You can have a CV next to them, but the CV gets sniped. So yeah, we'll go through it tab by tab, but I can't be too helpful here. What I will say is let's get rid of this. I mean, honestly, like, you can bring that if you want, but right, opening forward deployed CVs is a massive waste of time in most cases. In like a team game, it can work, but in 1v1, right, this is 90 points. And if your opponent just opens two 40-point cheapos, he's going to be ahead of you on points. So you got to buy two of these for 180, whereas your opponent spends 80. And then like your forward deployment is a lot weaker because you're missing one or two units in that initial push. So it's better to just do this. And then in terms of this 3 per card one, you can have that if you want for the later game. Yeah, 2 cards, ATGM. Yeah, you could do that if you want. And MG3 teams. Well, honestly, 5 points for better, because the one in second Panzer gets 6 availability, whereas this is still 12. So 5 points for forward deployment and a rank of vet is really not bad, so I would do that. And then, yeah, Fallschirmjäger Reservist and sure, Fallschirmjäger regular, I'm not so sure about, but if you want the Panzerfaust 3, you know, it's good to have it. Especially, I mean, these guys have it, but you're not bringing this, so fair enough. Gebietsjäger, so 11 dudes, and then more Gebietsjäger. No satchels, no. I mean, I suppose the satchels are in here, so I guess that makes sense. You could have a second card if you want, but yeah, I suppose you don't need it. And then, yeah, 2 cards, Marder 1A1s, that's all good. And then a Luftgebietsjäger. Yeah, I think that's fine, honestly, because you've got satchels here if you really need them. And you can win fights just by having loads of dudes. You will struggle against Flash and stuff, but you would anyway, even if you had more satchels. So yeah, RT, I appreciate self-propelled, great self-propelled, but like, I always go like self-propelled. Obviously, this RT rework's going to change everything, and I don't know if it's just going to make self-propelled kind of useless. But the issue is that like this just fires so much worse. Look, look, how much worse it is. Because it's not the M109A2, so I mean, you can bring this if you want, and then, you know, you don't die to the counter battery and so on, but if you can, this is a much, much, much better idea this time round. Like, if this was the good one, I wouldn't bother, but it's just so much worse than this. Self-propel mortar for smoke, right, same thing. Well, yeah, this is just better than that, and it's worth it in that case. This is a lot of tanks. I mean, you can do it if you want. Depends on what map you get. It's a lot of tanks. Because, like, they're not vetted because you can't vet them. So that's 27 there. Plus another 8. So, do you really need that many? This is... It's worse, but it's cheaper, right? Because it's slower, which matters a lot. And it's got more armor, which is nice, but the speed does matter, and the lack of stabilizer, and the lack of a second machine gun, and so on. Yeah, that's a nice squad, and this is a nice transport for them. Recon tank, sure, but like, say you get rid of one card of the, like, do you really need that many tanks? That's a lot of tanks. Maybe you do, maybe you buy that many. then yeah, you can have the looks, right? You can send the looks around the side and stuff, be annoying with the looks. Like, you're an airborne div, that's sort of what you should be doing. Yes, you want this at 2 vet for that 20% accuracy. And, yeah, you want as many of these as possible. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's all good. And then... yeah, this thing, I mean, it can be funny if you open Recon Helo and then buy this at the start. It can be a funny strat. But, like, it might be worth bringing this just in case the enemy has a tank breakthrough. I suppose you've got the Recon Helos. The air in this div really isn't very good. Like, if this was 2 per card, I'd say bring it, but it's not, right? You could even, like, you could bring the ECM plane and then just use that to what exactly? To spot enemy AA so you could shoot it, so you could use your 2 bombers. I guess that doesn't make sense. Yeah, this can be very, very funny if you get a Recon Helo and you open with this, but it's very risky. But if you, on like maps like Two Lakes Duel, it was always really funny because you know there's a bunch of trucks coming down to that town. So you send the Recon Helo and you can kill them all. So it can work. It can work. It's obviously not as good as the Tornado IDS HE or the Tornado IDS Cluster, which are kind of broken at the moment. His opponent's played 27Y, which we see on the channel a lot. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, because there was a recent video where I covered it anyway, so you can just watch that. But, like, this is like a late game div, so you probably... sorry I sound ill, it's because I'm ill. I'm very ill. So... yeah, you don't have enough infantry. What happens if you end up on a map like Cliff? Oh wait, yeah, exactly. So down vet this, and like you want the BMP 2AG is super. It's actually better than the BMP 3, right? So I'm not sure why. Yeah, it just is. Conker's M, I prefer because it one shots. It one-shots every Leopard 1 in the game, whereas this doesn't one-shot any Leopard 1 in the game. And guess what you're against, right? So, if you're in a tournament, sure, do whatever, but if you're in ranked, you should be bringing this one, because it one-shots any Leopard 1 in the game, and those are quite popular on the ladder. So, yes, I parry, sure. You want the BMP-2AG. Okay. Like, this is just crap. Just bring more tanks. I mean, why? You save 3 AP and then you can actually get some infantry, so if you end up in an infantry fight, you don't just lose, right? Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen, but I saw the map. This is super good against infantry, because it's got the grenade launcher and the PKT and the autocannon, so it's actually better than a BMP3 in some respects, like, you know, just because it's so much cheaper. I don't know about the damage number. It probably does more damage. Like, try that and just see... well, I mean, you can do what you like, but... anyway, yeah, you probably want this for your tanks, so your tanks can actually see. And it's like, if you really want loads of helos, well, just do that. Now you got 6 attack helos, right? Yeah, you could, like, you've got enough recon infantry here, and then you can bring this so your tanks can actually see. This is really good for sending around the sides, but it's only got very good optics, whereas this is exceptional. It can take a hit. But yeah, sending these around the sides is always really funny. You've got BTR-80s to do that, but, you know. Tor good, Tunguska good, upvet this. This is really nice to have, but we don't have the slots, right? And then, yeah, that's all good. That's all good. Oh, wait a minute. You only got 2 fighters. If you're only going to have 2 fighters, you should... like, this is your anti-helo. So if you're only going to have 1 card of fighters, it should be the better one. So that you've got some good fighters. And then, like, you could swap out 2 T-80 BVs for 2 more fighters if you want. And, yeah, let's cast the game. Right, so with that out of the way, not much to say here. This isn't a good idea. You don't have any units on the ground. You'd expect Lufty Landy to win, because he's an infantry-focused div on an infantry-focused map, but 27Y is technically an infantry division, or, you know, like a mechanized division, right? So he gets a lot of these grenade launchers and stuff like that. But the way he's built his deck, he hasn't brought that much infantry. But he has the Saperi RPO. Blue has nothing like that. He has the grenade launchers. Blue has nothing like that. He's got BMP3. He didn't bring the 2 AGs, which are the good ones against infantry, but there it is. So like he can win. I look at this, I'm not so. I mean, like in these open, like what? What? His opponent has units. I just need to see what happens, man. Right, so they're off. It's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They open 3 rocket planes. They get their names on the screen, they get their videos early. Members exclusive videos. 1 join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views. So if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. Otherwise, please just like the video, it's free. So here we go. He should absolutely nail that. Down it goes. Doesn't seem to be reacting. Oh no, he's unloaded the A. Well, this is just good. Oh, but he's going. No, he went for the right one. So yeah, he should evac that immediately. He should evac it immediately. I mean, 2 rockets. You want 2 rockets? So yeah, I mean, he is called DumbStratEnjoyerLegion. So I'm not sure what I was expecting really. He can't click buttons very well, though. Like, this should have evac'd. It would be resupplying right now, so we could use it later. Okay, I guess he's keeping it up so he can use them as ASFs. But no, he's just... No, he fucked that up as well. So, what? And then this missed. Okay. Because, yeah, these Soviet rocket planes are just way too cost-effective, because it's got 30% ECM. It's got big rockets, and it's also an anti-helo and anti-plane. But yeah, if he'd microed better, he would have killed that. His opponent, when he saw all the rocket planes, should not have bought a jet. He should have bought 2 Geffords. This does have smoke, but I think he might have used it before. If he'd stayed behind that building, he would have lived a bit longer, but he still would have eventually died. And, you know, he's got the whole middle of the map. But, like, what is this... What is he doing? What's the plan here? He's just going to slowly drive this over to goal and just have no units anywhere else. If this was a +2, I'd get it, but it's not. So if you lose all 3 middle zones, but you get 1 enemy back zone, it's still not worth it. What is going on? Why does he keep going backwards? You 2-shot him. He does 1 damage to you. Where are you going? I guess he wants to go to golf, but... Yeah, so if you're blue in this case, I mean, he's done the right thing by securing these middle zones, and you want to just keep going, but you see, once you run into the grenade launchers, this infantry can't do anything, so you would need a tank. You could also, you know, move this closer, right? Do something with it. Attack move, anything. Do something. So, against the enemy's air-heavy composition, he has bought 4 tanks. You know, where's the Gepard? One of these could just be a Gepard. They're 80 points, right? Or is it 85? And a recon helo, which is just going to get shot down. You need a ground-based... Like one of these should be the 3rd recon tank. Because he had 2 and they've just both died because he didn't bother using this AA. 1 should be a Gepard. And 1 should be like a ATGM, like a Jaguar 2. I mean, it's better than not buying anything, but it's a poor decision to be made here, because like, this should just win that fight, actually. Because if it just reverses, obviously it would have to leave the zone. And then, like, no, like, you know your opponent has a load of jets, so why are you buying helicopters? They're all going to die. You don't have any AA. So he buys 1 more fighter, but it's a mistake. It's a mistake. Your opponent has four jets. 1 fighter isn't going to do anything. It's just going to die. And this is going to die. Oh, you bought 2. Okay, well that's better, right? It works, right? Well, that's fair enough. It was pretty good sort of bait there. Like, he drew him back and hit him in the side. Sorry I sound like I'm really ill. It's because I am. Not sure how that didn't take more damage there, but okay. I can't tell if this is some sort of fever dream or if this is what is actually happening in the game. What a dumb game. Like you're not going to buy any ground-based AA. You're not going to buy a Gepard. Just going to sit there and let him hit you. So he buys another tank. He does need a CV, so I think that's fair enough. So at these close ranges, maybe these can win, but I don't know. I don't know. So these will be the two from before. So that you should get that. Great. But like these are really good. They're for the price. They're absolutely insane because they get 2 vet for free. So they've actually got like an extra 10% ECM. Because it's 8% evasive maneuvers, which is better than ECM because it's like subtractive instead of multiplicative or something. So it's like way better than ECM. It's at least 10% ECM. It's probably more. But yeah, you want to hide behind the buildings so he doesn't shoot you. It just goes back to the point that like this was just not a good purchase. One of these like you want a Jaguar 2. You want a Jaguar 2 here, firing TOW 2s down this road, so you get everybody. Because, like, you will never shoot this. Well, I mean, unless he drives into you. He's giving it an attack position order, so it's not using the road. It's just going to go over there and try and shoot it with its machine gun. Truly inspirational gameplay. But hey, Blue's winning, right? Because he just got mid for free, and there's 3 zones there. And Red didn't even get golf. But hey, I mean, he's literally called DumbStratEnjoyerLegion, so... It's a DumbStrat. It's this 21 pen. Say goodbye. But look, they're no vet, so they're all mega suppressed. I suppose he hit 2 out of 4, which makes sense. And then, okay, so some TORs, I suppose that makes sense, because you expected planes. But, like, keeps buying healer, he's got no air cover. These can just kill him. It's just his opponent isn't very good at clicking the mouse, and so he didn't get this one. He should have got it. Oh, there you go. I suppose if the fighters are up, it's all good. Oh, but if he goes too deep, the TORs are going to kill him, so... You see about the 40% effective ECM, maybe even more, right? That got out. This is going to get out as well. Do you see what I mean? They're pretty crazy. They're pretty crazy. I think it's more than 40. 8% evasive maneuvers is at least 10% ECM. I need to do the maths, but I can't be bothered. So that went really well, actually. There you go, he's bought a Gepard now. But yeah, he needs one, like, over here, in case something were to happen. And he's got some recon, so that's good. But yeah, Jaguar 2, it's in the deck. Jaguar 2 would solve a lot of problems here. Because this doesn't have the same range, right? Jaguar 2 has this much range. It's got 6 armor. So Conkers does one-shot it. Conkers M definitely will. So he's just going in, because last time he survived, so why not? But yeah, sooner or later, they're going to hit him. There you go. So, do you notice none of these machine guns or DMRs are shooting when they're in the same building? Bit of an issue with these West German units. Battle rifles are worse than assault rifles, just generally. And MMGs are worse than light support weapons, just generally. And 5.56 light support weapons fire when you're in the same building. Whereas 7.62 light support weapons and MMGs do not. So, yeah, you wanna... So he's turned off the auto cover, so you can just hide right behind the building. Like with the tanks before that are all dead now. So he's buying more. But yeah, you want some Marders out. Like, instead of these massive infantry squads, what's the point of those when you could get Marder 1s, which have ATGMs on them? And then you get infantry and you get ATGMs, which in this big open field, it's a better purchase, right? A better idea. Is he just gonna... But, like, the last one died, so... So why are you doing it again? You know what's gonna happen. Yeah, but the time before I survived, so... So, yeah, even with blue taking this, red is still on a... Sorry, even with red taking this, blue is still on a +1. Sorry, I'm taking out my illness on you. It's not your fault I'm ill. It's my fault. I went to go visit my family, and then I got ill. My fault. Shouldn't have done the right thing. Big mistake. So, right, do you see the issue, right? With what you're buying. Why not buy some of those Marder 1s and so on? But yeah, where's that third recon tank? Maybe he bought it at the start and it died here or something, and I'm just not remembering. How did that even happen? Why was that there? Needs to get a couple Saperi RPO up so we can sort these out. And these need to hide behind the... Oh, you could do this, yeah. But yeah, blue just wasted 2 of his jets, killing helos that cost 60 points less. Although... And yeah, I was going to say, like, these are way too far away, but hey, I guess it worked. But yeah, like, there's nothing here. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want these massive holes in your front line and just assume nobody drives through. If you're playing against some single-celled organism, then it can work, but, like, he should be pushing this way. All he has to do now is, you know, hold this and then push Bravo. But he's not doing that, he just keeps piling into... Because you can't reinforce Bravo down this road. Especially once the Conqueror's M gets to here. You can't reinforce it down this road either. And then you can push into Bravo and just... And there's not... It's not like there's anybody there to begin with. Okay. But this is a one-way trip, right? Oh my gosh, he didn't even get him. Because he couldn't see him. So what he could have done there is move these forwards for the bombing run so that he could see. Because that was just a complete waste. It's very sad. It's very sad. But he's still winning. Because his opponent's DumbStrat is an EnjoyerLegion, right? So it's working. And, you know, really, he just needs a CV and a smoke mortar, and then he can just get in here. But yes, he wants to be, like, so what's this infantry doing for you? This is recon, I get that. And you can't really move up to here. Although you can now, but before you couldn't. But like this guy, you know, you should have some infantry in here, moving up this way, trying to take this forest. and then you just see him as he comes down the road. But okay, at least he's buying the infantry. And we got a little bit of short range AA for the helos, so he doesn't have to dive any more jets into them. But he needs a Jaguar 2. I do wonder if before the game will end, he'll figure out what the Jaguar 2 is for. Because it's for this. It's the perfect situation for several Jaguar 2s. But yeah, like, oh wow, something is happening. Sort of. But yeah, people get very focused in this, particularly if they haven't had that many games. They're just like, okay, this is where I'm fighting now. And that's all they'll do. And both sides are doing it. There's a whole map out here. Right? I mean, I suppose he's slowly moving guys over, but yeah, Red could easily have taken Bravo ages ago. And all Blue has to do is buy a smoke mortar and just smoke here and just drive the CV in. Red really needs some recon. Because, like, why is this in tank gun range? It should be all the way back here. He's brought it forwards because he can't see anything. He needs some infantry recon. And if he gets it in that building, it'd be golden, but... I was about to give some medical advice, but you're not allowed to give medical advice on YouTube. Just have to use your imagination. So, we've got more... Okay, so Igloos, I get it, having a couple Igloos can work, because, you know, what if there's a helo here, like an ATGM helo? Can't really send a Tunguska forward, so tanks will shoot it. And I sort of understand attacking in the open, because you're the tank div, and that kind of makes sense, but, like, why not swing into Bravo? Why just sit here? And from Blue's perspective, why aren't you trying to... Why is there nobody in this entire line? Why is there nobody in Bravo? It's just... Well, this is the fastest route to just punch the enemy in the face, and that's what I'm going to do for 40 minutes. I've finally seen one. So it's got a TOW 2 on it, right? So super effective against all this crap. And it's got way more range than the Milan 2. And it's got way more range than these Leopard 1s he keeps buying, which can't even shoot back. So that's what you want. And you want to buy a howitzer at some point. But he's just... he's not even buying the Marders. The Marder 1s that he has 18 of, they have more range than the Leopard 1 as well. And they come with infantry. So it solves all your problems. You can get the infantry in the town, so you don't have to buy these mega squads, right? And you can shoot these guys out here. Or you could just buy some more minimum range tanks and just drive them forward so they can... is he going to load that Gibeotzi again? Oh, he did! I really wasn't expecting him to. So, Red has finally woken up and realised, oh yeah, this is an entire exposed flank here. I could attack. I mean, he's still not doing it properly, but he's doing something at least. And Blue has noticed that and is moving his CV. But, like, when you attack somewhere, you need to kind of whole-arse it, as it were. Because if you half-arse it, your opponent then realises, oh yeah, I've got that whole flank open. And then they'll send something to go defend it, right? Which, look, it's happening right now. So, if you just send a couple of units there, unless it is just a distraction, like if you actually intend to take that space, which in this case you have to or you're just going to lose, he just wants to lose, apparently, then you should do it all at once, as opposed to, I'm going to send one BRDM2 or two, it's going to die, and then my opponent's going to reinforce before the rest of my attack happens. And like, what is this? This whole situation is nonsensical. Like, blue can win without this zone, so he should have his units all the way up here, and he should be trying to take this back from this way. But instead, he's like, well, you know these really good tanks? I'm just going to try and beat them by buying loads of really bad tanks. And that's going about as well as you might imagine. So, yeah, Red just really doesn't want this zone. He just doesn't want to win. He just wants to fight in golf. It's his copy of the game. If that's the way he wants to play, he can. But, I mean, it's just because I'm ill. It's actually a really good game of Warno. It's just because I'm ill. I don't know, man. Honestly, when you launch the game, it should just come up. Before you can play multiplayer, you have to answer these basic questions, right? So, do you remember last time he sent this and it didn't work and it died? Well, this time it did work. So, now he'll do it again next time, because because the reinforcement isn't there. He's just bought one more tank CB. He's doing something. No, he isn't. But yeah, back to Open Warno. It says, before you can play multiplayer, we just need to ask you some basic questions, you know. What colour is this? And it just shows you blue, right? Blue, green, I don't know. And then it just goes through these basic questions, you know. What's 5 plus 5? What's 10 divided by 2? Right? And then at the end it should just say, print out your IQ 87, and then it should just be there at all times, right? So you know where the division thing is, right? It says 27YA brackets 87 close brackets, and then you know who you're dealing with, right? Because like you get these people and they're like, I mean, obviously these two aren't doing it, but they start giving balance advice on the game. They're like, oh, the game's completely broken, bro. Yeah, none of this works. It's like, yeah, but you know, am I talking to somebody who actually knows how the game works here? But no, it's the illness talking. It's great watching this happen. So, yeah, I mean, what's the point? Not that this makes any sense. Red is taking the zone. I understand making sure you hold on to the zone, right? But if you don't take another zone, you are going to lose the game. Okay, you have been losing. For the past 25 minutes you have been losing. For blue can afford to give up this zone, because as you can see, he doesn't have it, and he's still winning. So blue's problem is, yeah, I understand you need a couple guys here, you might as well fight him and try and take it back. But blue's main concern should be, how can I lose this game? And the way he can lose this game is he could lose Bravo, Delta, Foxtrot, right? And obviously Hotel and India, but they're further back. So that's where his unit should be. He should have way more units in Bravo. And there should be a concerted effort by both players to hit the enemy in the sides, to go around the sides, right? And that doesn't just mean, like, yes, you can send a BRDM2 around the side and kill stuff, yes, but I mean like big brain plays, right? So that the T-80BVs shouldn't just be driving forwards and backwards here. What if you take this as red, right? Take this, and you're already here. You take this, and then you get up to here, and then you can take this little patch, and then he can't reinforce the zone at all, and he just dies in the open. It's the same for blue. Blue should be trying to take this back as much as possible, because as soon as he takes it back, he gets the zone. Because if you've got a unit here, you take this, put some Jaguar 2s in, put some Marders in, all of a sudden they can't send anybody else in. right? He's bought some Arders, and that just got side shot. But yeah, instead there's some kind of gentleman's agreement to just reenact, you know, the 12 battles of the Isonzo on this part of the map. So he figured it out with the smoke, bought a howitzer to do it, and he will now take this zone because his opponent has 0 CVs. He's got a CV here, and he could have... yes, he's got another one coming. But if he doesn't smoke this again, the smoke's going to fade and this is going to explode, so he does have to do something there. But yeah, I mean, let's just look at the cool things shooting. So, Marder 1 is different in that it gave it the same ardor as the Marder 1A2, which I don't think they should have done, really. Because it's kind of boring. The only difference is that it's got a machine gun on the back, in-game. Obviously, in real life, there's a lot of difference. The turret setup is completely different, but... you know what Eugen are like? They'd rather be right, and they're not even right, than fun, basically. So, the smoke faded, and I believe the CV died. Oh, no, he sent it back. So it didn't die, at least, which is good. And, yeah, I mean, it's, oh, wow, he's doing something! So, Red has finally realised that if he doesn't take more than one zone, he's going to lose the game. And now he's attacking with those BMP3s he bought ages ago. Or at least he's trying to, but he's given up. He's just stopped. So is he going to send one of his CVs there, or... What happened to that TLB? It just died in the... He's just fast-moving him down the road. So, you know, I get a lot of comments on the channel. They're like, well, I can't play ranked. I'm not good enough. Well... I mean, you might be worse than this, but... I guess it's just, you know, when you've got time to look and contemplate, it's hard to see anything other than just a series of inefficiencies. So the plan here is to walk into the open and die. You want to hide them just behind the buildings, basically, but you got to turn the cover off, otherwise they just jump back in. But I'm assuming he just doesn't know that, and so the reason he's not hiding right behind the building is because he's like, well, it'll just jump back in and I'll get shot. Spoke about the spruts, they're sort of a waste of time. But hey, look at this, he got in. He got in. I mean, he literally could have done that 20 minutes ago. He did it. We got some orders. They got the BRDM too. Now he needs to buy 1 CV and send it over here very... Oh no, he's using 2 now. And yeah, like he could have swept all of this by now, because there's literally nobody here. His opponent just really wants to buy Leopard 1s and send them down this way, so... I don't know what... What was the plan there? He knows there's AA here. Well, it is what it is. So we got some AT planes, no targets for them, just flying around, trying to get shot. This, you could put some smoke there, or you could just stand there and die, and then send the next one to stand there and die. Like, here's the last CV tank, here's the CV before. There's literally, I'm not even making this up. That was a T-80B VK CV tank, and that was the MTLB CV. He's just sending them to the same place over and over and over and over again, and they're all just dying to the same things. So, looks like Red is gonna keep us trapped in this prison for longer. Blue was about to win, but... But yeah, Blue, he's smoking it now. He's smoking it. He's going to get a CV in. There is a CV here, but... You know, I mean, basically, Red, instead of just running infantry around this open field over and over again to die, he should, you know, use this forest. And then be in the forest, and then you could... From the forest, you could get in these buildings. And move, you know, across. Or you can move this way. But it's much easier to just walk over the field and die. I assume this is going to die now. Because he used the smoke before to sit here. Okay. You don't want to buy two and put them in the same... Because if this is hit, it would kill both. So you want to spread them out. This, if he went forwards a building, would kill that. I suppose he's hiding from the helo. Beatsjäger's in a good spot to get some side shots, so that's good. And, yeah. He's just going to fast move down here now. More helo stuff. This is probably dead. No, okay. Oh, wait. The Jaguar 2... Oh, it was on an attack move order, so he left the range and it just started moving. There you go. He got him with his 27% accuracy. That'll put him back on a +1. Although, you know, the opponent has realised, after 30 minutes of gameplay, that there's more than one zone on this map. There are, in fact, many. You could go anywhere. So, yeah. It's hard to tell who got the better KD, because Red's units are a lot more expensive, but I think Blue got the better KD. We'll find out at the end. But yeah, we were so close to getting out of here, boys, but we got to stay, because Red's partially capped that zone. And this is going where? It's just going to run out of fuel. He's just sending it back in. Nothing's happening there. Oh my god. Some odd BMP3s purchased. I don't know what to say. That wouldn't be actively unhelpful. We're just sort of waiting for everybody to show up, right? There's some IFVs back here, right? The RT gets the Fallschirmjäger, Leopard 1 gets hit by the T-80. But he's going backwards because he doesn't know, you know, what's here, because he hasn't got any recon or just anything. Okay, he's found his courage. But yeah, the Land 2, it's only got one round left, and there's every chance that it'll fire, and then he'll go behind another building, and then it'll just immediately whiff, and it doesn't reacquire its targets, so... Like that. I think that was a great example of that happening. It doesn't reacquire. In Broken Arrow, they reacquire. And now, Red's going to win in 49 minutes and 20 seconds, guys. Red's going to win, so... Hold on to your seatbelts. So, this is the advantage of the Jaguar 2. It can survive a hit from the T-80BV, right? Usually the TOW 2 hits, because it's got higher accuracy, but... You know, sometimes... And it's got smoke, so then you can smoke. Then you can smoke. Or the enemy can just miss you over and over again, right? That's entirely possible. So, yeah, I assume this is going to sideshot that. And then I can move to Canada and get euthanized. Oh, I didn't kill it! Yeah, so I mean the BMP3s are showing up. There's really no way he can win. He just wants to waste everybody's time. Although I suppose he doesn't know people are watching him. Apart from his opponent, right? But there's not really much he can do. Unless even if he took the whole map at this point. So it looks like the game's just going to tick out in 30 seconds. So in the interest of preserving my mental health, what's left of it, as you can see the CV is dead. And there you go. So yeah, there's always room for improvement, right? Got rank 549 here versus rank 2. What? How is that? How is he in the top 200? How does he have 2,000 kills? I gotta remember, right? Because I don't want to offend anybody. Wow, what a great player. What a great game. I really enjoyed that. I might just stop taking my medicine. Hopefully it kills me.